So somebody recently asked me, how would you soundproof a tiny house? Now, a lot of people would think that a tiny house would need a lot of soundproofing because they're kind of like a mobile home. But really, a tiny home is kind of much more evolved. You're blending the affordability, but also the quality of a normal size home and the normal standard building techniques. But there are different ways on how I would actually go about soundproofing a tiny house because you just have a lot less room to play with. And by following these techniques, you will see a huge reduction in noise coming from outside of your tiny house and also make it more livable inside your house. Because let's face it, now that tiny houses are getting more and more popular, they're not necessarily all beside a beautiful river or nestled in a mountain somewhere where you don't really require soundproofing. Now you actually have a lot of tiny houses in urban areas, in tiny house communities. So with that, a lot of people are wondering, how can I soundproof my tiny house? And really, these techniques can be used in smaller houses, also small apartments, or well, not really apartments, but small condos that you can actually make alterations to. Now first, let's start with the walls. Now, a tiny home will come with regular pink fiberglass insulation. Now, I would personally change that with an acoustical soundproofing insulation, something like Rockwool Siphon Sound. It's an acoustical soundproofing insulation for use in interior walls, ceiling, and floors to help create a quieter home. It does cost a little bit more than regular pink insulation, but you don't require that much because the house is quite tiny. And if you're looking for more information on different types of insulation to place inside your home, video right up there, I talk about all sorts of different types of insulation, but one insulation to avoid in your tiny house if you're really concerned about soundproofing is the spray foam insulation. Now, the spray foam insulation is really good for heat and cold. However, it's not really good in terms of soundproofing, sound blocking. It doesn't do a good job in that. So that is one type of insulation that I would avoid in your tiny home if you are concerned with noise. Now, the second thing is, I wouldn't really suggest adding 2 layers of drywall. Really, most tiny homes will have your standard 1/2-inch drywall. Now, you could change that with a 5/8-inch drywall. Now, 5/8-inch drywall is a little bit thicker, a little bit heavier, and only costs about $2-3 more than a 1/2-inch drywall. I was just on the Home Depot website, and a standard sheet of 1/2-inch drywall is around $13, and your 5/8-inch drywall is about $15. Now, that added cost isn't that much considering you won't be using that much drywall in your tiny house. You can also use a soundproofing drywall like Quiet Rock. Now, these sheets will cost upwards of $40 a sheet, so it is more than double the price. However, if you're not using that many of them, it is maybe something to consider. Now, these different types of drywall, usually it's 2 sheets of sheetrock and you have a layer of acoustical compound in the middle to make a sound barrier. Now, they do work a little bit better than a 5/8-inch drywall, but with the added cost, I would just go with 5/8-inch and you should be good to go. Another thing that you could use to go a little bit further in soundproofing the wall is by using a product called mass-loaded vinyl. Now, mass-loaded vinyl is a thin, so you won't be sacrificing any space, and it's a rubbery compound. It's very dense, very heavy, and it does a great job at not only absorbing noise because it's kind of a rubbery compound, but it does a good job at blocking noise as well. And you would place that in between the drywall and the insulation. So also a lot of people would place it in between 2 layers of drywall, but since you're in a tiny home and you're kind of wanting to limit how much space you're going to lose, adding mass-loaded vinyl is not a bad idea because it is very thin and it is very effective. However, you have to make sure that there are no gaps when you install it. Usually you can just ask your contractor, just add some mass-loaded vinyl for some extra sound proofing and they will know exactly what to do. Now, a roll will cost you a few $100s depending on the type of mass-loaded vinyl that you want to use. I'll have links in the description below of everything I talk about in this video and also a link to a products page that I have on my website that is continuously updated to bring you the best products at most affordable prices. And if you're looking for more information on mass-loaded vinyl, video right up there and you should be good to go. The next thing that you can use to soundproof your wall are putty pads. Now, putty pads are used around electrical outlets, the electrical box, and they're designed to seal around electrical boxes to maintain the hourly integrity of fire-rated walls by restricting the passage of flame, smoke, and toxic gases. But what it also does, it covers all those holes where the electrical wires go through. So by covering those holes, the sound will not go through and out of your electrical outlet. So for a few dollars, it's actually worth it because let's face it, how many electrical outlets will you have in your tiny house? You only need to wrap the ones that are facing the outside of your home if that's the wall that you're soundproofing. I guess in a tiny house, every wall outlet will probably be facing the outside of the house. So now let's move on to the windows. Now, windows, there's not that much that you can do other than replacing them for best results. Now, usually in a tiny house, you would have a double pane window, just like any other house, but you could upgrade that to a triple pane window. And triple pane window will give you a lot better soundproofing than just a double pane window. But they will cost you quite a lot more money, between $500 and $1,000 per window. But hopefully in your tiny house you don't have that many windows. So if you're not too keen on replacing the windows, which is understandable, you could use something like an acoustical caulking. Of course, a tiny house, it's on wheels, so it will have moved, and of course it will have shifted a little bit, causing cracks around the window frame, around the window where the caulking is, and all these cracks will let a little bit of noise in your house. So replacing it with an acoustical caulking will make a difference in not letting as much noise in. Now, the difference between acoustical caulking and regular caulking, of course, the price, it's a little bit more expensive, but also regular caulking, it dries up and cracks. And acoustical caulking, it's more comparable to the type of caulking that you'd have around a bathtub where it's a rubber compound. It's something like that, and it doesn't crack over time. It stays rubbery, so at least if your tiny house shifts a little bit, it won't crack, letting noise in. Another thing that you could use on the windows, if the windows have shifted a little bit and they're not closing properly or tightly, you could just use a new weather strip, or just buy a weather strip online and use it to make the window very tight when you close it. Just little tricks like that, $5, $10, $15 there will be a noticeable difference if that's actually the cause of the problem. And of course, if inside your tiny house there's a lot of echo and it's just not very comfortable inside acoustic wise, you could just use a lot of area rugs, acoustical panels. You can buy decorative acoustical panels on the walls. I actually saw an episode of, I think it was Tiny House Nation, and they had a tiny house that they built for a music studio, and they had a piano in the living room with a area rug underneath it, a few acoustic panels, a lot of pillows, and it just made the room sound a lot better. Because if you don't really have all of those things, the room will sound very echoey. The acoustics will be terrible. So that's one thing that you can do to just make your tiny house better acoustically inside. So one more thing that you can add to your windows are acoustical sound deadening curtains. Now, sound deadening curtains, they work and they don't work, because if you just buy cheap sound deadening curtains, they just don't really block any sound whatsoever. So the ones that I would suggest are the blackout curtains. Usually those are 3-layer curtains. There's usually a felt in the middle to stop the sun, but it also helps in dampening a little bit of the sound coming through. Now the trick is, if you have a small window, it's best just to buy one single panel, one single drape, one single curtain, because then you don't have that separation, the division right in the middle, because it will kind of defeat the whole purpose of having thicker curtains if you have a cut right in the middle. So what you do is you buy one curtain and you make sure that it's at least 6 inches past the window on each side and on top and the bottom. Using that, yes, it will deaden a lot of the sound coming through, and by deadening it, it will just sound not as bad. It won't sound as loud. Let's say there's a dog barking. You close that curtain and it just won't be as bad. Anyway, if you're looking for more curtain information, the video right up there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you ask any questions in this video, in the comment section, for the next 7 days, I will answer each and every one of them. I promise. I'll do it. I'll try my best anyway. Thank you.